Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Boulder Canyon here in FS19. The road sign has been replaced. Somebody came out from the sawmill and told us off and yanked it out from the tractor and they replaced it. It's very good of them. Do appreciate it, we really do. So our plan today is to sell all the rest of the timber, and then we have things to buy. We have a placeable sell point to buy. We've got other stuff to buy. The Biobeltz in particular is one that we want to buy. So we got lots of things that we need to do. First and foremost though, what would you like me to do with regards to the animals? Our final jobs that we want to do on this map. In order to complete this map and have this map as a finished map, and be able to move on, we need to have a certain number of animals. Now, you already voted and said that you wanted it to be every type of animal that's available in the game. Apart from horses, we're not doing horses. We're doing chickens, sheep, pigs, and cows. But now the question remains, how many of each do I need to get? Look at this thing! Absolutely roaring to get up through there. That is a fair weight of timber that's got on board. Absolutely fantastic. Somebody said last week, by the way, let me finish doing the weekly question before I get on to that. Let me just pull this one over to here. A little bit further, like that. Take the straps off. Like that, and we'll just go into here. Do you want me to get one small pen of each type of animal? So that would be 100 chickens, 50 cows, the 100 pigs, and 80 sheep. Do you want me to get a large enclosure for each one? That would be 250 sheep, 300 pigs, 200 cows, and 400 chickens. Or do you want me to get two large pens of each type of animal? So 800 chickens, 400 cows, large pig is 600 pigs, and 500 sheep. It's your vote, it's your game. Head into the comment section down below, let us know which one you want and why, and of course don't forget to actually cast your vote in the top right hand corner. Remember, I will also have to have them completely full of food and be full of animals and everything as well as getting the pens, except for possibly the root crop requirement on the pigs. That will be the only bit that we might overlook. We'll see how it goes. Now, somebody was talking. Let's just sell this a minute. We are $18,000 right there. We're going to need still quite a bit of timber to be sold in order to be able to get all of what we want, but 18,000 is a good start. They said that, there's nothing. Why do I dislike the old machinery? It's not that I dislike the old machinery, right? I don't dislike the old tractors, anything like. I just dislike this particular tractor. This particular loud, noisy contraption. I never liked it when I was driving it. Other old tractors of all different kinds, shapes and sizes I have enjoyed using and I have done quite a bit with. But it's just this one particular tractor that I never really liked at all. I just don't like this tractor. So yeah, I was never fond of this one. Right, I've brought that up to there. I've swapped it over to the right side because it seems to default to the left side each time. So we'll see if it's still defaulted again. Yeah, it did. Wow, okay. That's not a good start. Let's go and chop that one in half, shall we? I'll bring you up there. Like that. Okay, now what I'm going to do in order to be able to do that properly is I'm going to stop auto-loading. And then I'm going to unload a minute, like that. And then I'm going to auto-load back on. And we'll put that back into there. Right, that's a lot better. So I forgot to cut one of them. Or either maybe I did cut it and I just cut it too long. It's likely that I just cut it too long. Or maybe I forgot. Honestly, it could be either. And we'll slowly make our way up here. Up past all of this lot. And then around here, what we got to do is we've got to make the 100,000. If we want to be able to sell anything else, we've got to reach that 100,000 point. That's kind of the crucial point to be able to advance anywhere. We've got to reach 100,000. So we've just got 18,000 for our last load. It'll be interesting to see how much we get for these loads in here. So there's one more sold, and another loaded rather. So I'm going to stop loading. I'm now going to switch sides, and I'm going to set it loading again. Right, that one log there seems to be being a bit difficult. I don't know why it's being difficult. Ah, there we go, right. Now I got that one. So I'll stop loading, and I'll switch it back over again to the left-hand side. Start loading again. And we'll run you over this way a little bit. Just bring you round. There's another one. So we've got some bigger pieces of timber going in. There's some quite long ones here. Some of these, I think, are going to be a little bit too long for, like, maximum amount of money coming back. But still, we should be making a reasonable amount of money from them. And we're going to have a good trailer load here as well. I won't be doing any upgrades on this tractor just yet. The first thing we want is that universal sell point. And then the next thing we're going for, if I can just get that last little bit of timber there. There we go. Right. That's another load, I think. So I will stop and I will put the straps on like that. I forgot to change it. I'm going to do this every time. Right. So because I forgot to change it to 30 times speed, let me just increase it up. We'll fast forward it about 45 minutes. We'll say that's how long it took. And then I'll go back to 5 times speed again. So it will take it until about 11:45, I think. And about there. Right. Back to 5 times. I got to stop doing that. Because then, you know, it's difficult to sort of judge exactly how long it takes to load each load. It would be better if I didn't sort of mess it up. So the Biobeltz thing, that's only $2.5 grand. That's the cheap bit. We've still got to buy the other machinery, and then we've got it. So we got the 100,000. Let's see how much we're going to need in order to be able to make some more money. We could get a wood chipper. We could try doing that. How much are wood chips selling for at the moment? We haven't done any wood chipping. We could try that as just a little bit of something extra, something different to do. And every time there's 55. Seriously, 55. That's it. Right. Let's not do that then. Forget all about that for a minute. So we need 100,000 in order to put the other stuff down. After we've done the 100,000, we've then got 2,500 for our stump grinder. Then we need mowers, and we need various other bits and pieces. But what I did pick up just recently is this one right here. Oh, wow, that's 105,000. Right. That one there, this Swatch Grit right here. Now, I didn't like the tractors, but that one there, okay, the great thing about that one there is the headers that it's got on it, which I think would go under that header, maybe? Let's have a look. We go right to the end. No, it's not under that headers. So back, go under ordinary headers. Maybe it's under here. No, it's not under there. Corn headers. I'll have a look. No, it's not under there. It must be under ordinary bits and pieces. Go to mower right there. There we go. So there's the mower. Right, you got a mower right there. It's only a 5 meter width. So it's a self-propelled mower, but it's only a 5 meter width for $105,000. You'd expect it to be a little bit better than that. It's also got a windrower attachment right there, which is only 3 meters wide. And it's also got a tedding attachment right there, which again is only 3 meters wide. So the idea of it seems pretty good, but the actual in practice bit, considering it's 105,000 for the base machine, it's just not worth it, I don't think. I don't think it's going to be worth getting that one. I was actually looking at how much we wanted for our various different machines, wasn't I? We're going to want to be doing silage. So mowers right here. That one's a 4 meter. That one's a 4.3. So we'll probably go with that coon mower right there. Be a better one to get, I think. I mean, we could do that. That's 100 and that's too high. And that right there, I mean, that one's 3.2 meters wide. That one is 3.1, and that one. We could combine the two. 4.3 and there's a 7 meter switch, 7 meter swath right through then. I like the idea of doing that. I like the idea of having those two combined. But we can start off with that one anyway. 16 grand. So there's 16. I want a windrower as well, which we would go with... Actually, wow. Okay, the prices go up pretty quick on these. That one, probably, then. 16, so that makes 26. And then we need the baler. 26. Well, we want that wrapper there at 8,000. So that's 34. And we'll want that collector there. 34, that's 30. See, that's the problem. That collector is expensive. But then everything else is expensive as well. That makes it even worse. 34, that's 50 grand. It's going to be 100,000 just to be able to get the stuff to go with it all here. That's so expensive. Like, everything is so expensive. We're going to need $200,000. Like, seriously, we're going to need 200,000 to be able to do all of this. We're going to need we got to buy the sell point first. Then we got to get another $100,000 minimum in order to be able to mow the grass, make the bales, and wrap them in order to be able to sell them. I mean, we could wrap them and then we could clear them off the field 2 at a time if we went and got a bale spike. So we can avoid having to get the bale collection device. We can go and get a trailer, which I do have. If I can go and get it. The wheel spin there is quite phenomenal. But I mean, we got over 100 horsepower on this tractor. So yeah, it would wheel spin a little bit maybe going up there. But it would eventually be able to do it, I should think. Especially if you get a bit of extra weight onto the tractor, just to haul the thing down. Hold it down nice and tight. You'd be able to do it. Right, so we'll stop there. We'll take those straps off. And this time, we had 18,000 on the last load. This load, we got 22,000. Now we're talking. That's a lot better. That is much better. We go back around again. And... we'll get the Biobeltz thing first. Just thinking about how we're going to do this. Yeah, the Biobeltz thing first. There is another trailer. There is another trailer that I was looking at getting. But I thought that it should have been under baling technology. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's under something else. Maybe it's under... oh, no. It's under auto-load equipment. It's got this whole $56,000. That auto-loads everything. Right, that does auto-load everything. Bales, pallets, the whole lot. It's absolutely the best auto-loader that there is. How much was it? That's 56,000. Back again. There's a link in the description for that one, or there should be. That one there. This is the other option. That's 40,000 there. So there's only 16,000 difference between the auto-load trailer and the Ursus one for picking them up. I think possibly the first harvest, we've got 50 grand that we've got to spend on the baler, and then we've got 16,000 each on some of the other bits. We can do it for less than 200. We can make the whole thing work for less than 200. But it is going to require us to clear the field using a loader. We'll just have to use a loader arm and we'll bring them over like that. Rather than clearing the field using like big stacks of bales or anything like that. Yes, ideally we would want to be, we're selling through the universal sell point. We've got all of our bales. If we're sort of gathering them all together, do we stack them beside the universal sell point and then sell them all once we've cleared the field? Or do we just keep clearing the field and selling the bales a few at a time. I mean, if we're doing it like one job and we're selling them all straight off the field, I think it'd be alright to do them a few at a time. Just keep doing it like that. Yes, it's not ideal, but still, the guy has got there and he's busy loading everything up as he goes along. Now, this trailer's a good 12 meters long, isn't it? So that one branch there, that's a good 12 meters from end to end. I think 12 meters sells better than 6 meters, though. So we'll assume that that one is still alright. We're not taking much of a penalty for that one. We've got the rest of these here. I've got... Still, I'm not going to be able to get all of those in. I've got a couple more really long ones up there. I think we will stop there. We'll strap that load down. So I'll press B and I'll put straps onto that one. We'll take that through. And then I've got one more load that we're going to come back and get. And that'll be our final load for today, at least. Hopefully... Actually, no, it's not going to be, is it? We're not going to reach the 100,000 target with that. So we're going to have to cut down more trees. That's fine. We can do that. We've got plenty of trees that we can cut down. What we can actually do is we can start looking at where exactly we want to place the universal sell points for convenience. Because I was thinking it would go near the tent. But if we've got to go and get a bit more money to be able to get the round baler and everything anyway... We can concentrate a little bit more on getting ideal sort of positioning for it, which would be off to the side of our circle there, so that the circle can be used for other things. That would be better, I think. The animals, I'd like to put all of the animals sort of along the front here. Where the land is at its most level, that would be the best place to be putting all the animals. We don't want to be putting those... anywhere further up than that. Right, I got one up there. There's 15,000 for that load there. Drop you down a minute. There we go. And we got one more. So it is a little bit high. And that one was just 600. I'd have done better if I'd cut that one in half. So, well, I think I would. I mean, $600 is still not too bad. So we're up to $70,000. Which means that we aren't actually that far off of our target, even if it is, you know, not quite advanced as far as we hoped it would. I thought we'd reach that target of 100,000 so we could get the sell point down. Obviously, as we've got to spend more money on the baler and everything like that, it is going to make a difference. We are going to have to do yet more stuff. So we can clear some of those trees around that rock over there. I probably won't worry about clearing too many of them. Mostly we want to be working on clearing the actual field up here, don't we? That's got to be our top priority, is clearing the field. So we go back up along here. We will load up the last of the logs that we've got here. There's all the rest of them now. Every single one that we've got on the ground. There's some more longer ones. And some shorter ones as well. This load isn't going to be quite as valuable as some of the others. But yeah, we'll definitely go and get the Biobeltz thing. And we'll start doing a little bit of clearing tree stumps and stuff like that. I mean, it'll at least give the grass on this one section and give it a chance to start growing back a bit as well. While we're having to cut down the last of the bits of timber that we want. It's going to give this area up here a chance to start... recovering, growing back. Let's go this way. I haven't got any more over there, but I do have this one piece right here. Gonna pick that one up. Is it gonna go in? No, it's not. Right, fine. I will pick this one up manually, he says. Oh, yes, I can. I did wonder if I'd be able to do that. I can do that. I can drop that one up on there like that, and then I can put straps onto all of them. Like that. Job done. That's the last load. We'll drag this down through, and then, yeah, so we want to clear the tree out of the way in the middle of that road. And then possibly a couple of bits around that big rock over there. This area down here will eventually be priority land for the animal placement because it's nice and flat. We're not going to have to do any leveling of the area. We're not going to have to worry about paying out a huge amount of money to get more of them down. Once we've got our machinery ready for doing the first few bales, we can start clearing the field of the bales. The money comes back in from that, and then we'll be able to start buying our sheep. After we've bought the sheep, and we've got some grass in for them, we're also going to have to deal with getting them some water, one way or another. The next thing that we're going to need to do is... what are we going to be doing after that? Ploughing. We're going to have to start ploughing everything up. Getting our money back like that. Right. Sell you lot in there for another 16 grand. Takes us up to $85,000. That's looking pretty good. I'm liking $85,000 as a price. I think that's pretty snazzy. So I'll bring you down here. I'll leave the front weight on the tractor before we head off to the... to the dealership. We've got our vehicle over. We've got the Mahindra over at the dealership. There's still quite a few of you that want me to sell that Mahindra back. Some of you still think that I should keep it, but more and more of you are actually going along the lines of, no, get rid of it. We don't really have a use for it, and we're probably not going to have a use for it in the future. And maybe we will, maybe we won't. This bit right here, this bit of rock here, I'm wondering if we could, like, clear that out and then use that as farm. I don't think we could. In which case, we may as well leave the trees around it as well. I know it's a bit more money, but we can always leave a stand of trees just around there. And what I was thinking is, if we clear some of those trees there, we could put the universal sell point in a straight line, sort of going over towards the road over that way. It'll be a bit more out of the way. A bit more convenient, I feel. So... yeah, there's quite a lot of you saying that you don't think that I should keep the Mahindra. This seems to be a recurring theme for a lot of comments now. That Mahindra, whilst it's been good and it's served us well, we should get rid of it. If we do want to get it back later when we've got a little bit more surplus money, by all means, go for it. Because eventually we're going to get to a point where we've got enough money, but we're sort of a little bit behind on getting land, and we might want the Mahindra for something. So with that in mind, I am now actually going to take this one back, and even though I really want to keep the Mahindra at the moment for journeying around the map, I just feel it would be really useful for traveling around the map. If we need to do anything, any fast traveling, that's the thing to use. We'll have a look and we'll see how much money we get offered for it. We might not get, like, masses and masses of money for it, but we'll have a look and see what we're offered for it. And we'll take that into account when we're cutting down the next round of timber. Right now, though, we're going for that Biobeltz machine, which is going to be $2,500. We'll bring that one back, and we'll start using that one. We want to clear some stumps and stuff like that. And then, so we can leave this trailer and the Mahindra at the dealership, and then we can see about possibly selling them later on in order to make up the money we need in order to get the mower and the rake and the baler and stuff. The rake technically is optional. We could do it without buying the rake at all. We could buy 2 mowers so we can cut the grass faster, and then not bother raking it up into windrows. Instead, just leave it flat on the ground and go up and down it with the baler, especially before we get any ploughed land and we get any hired help available. We've got to buy a house. We've got to buy housing for the hired help. So I said, what did I suggest? It was the $25,000 house, I think, for hired help. If we get the hired help for doing stuff on here, then we'd be allowed to have up to 3 hired help in the $25,000 house. If we want more than 3 hired helpers at any one time, then we would need to spend a bit more money. I think it's unlikely that I'd be wanting more than 3 at any one time anyway. I very rarely use more than 1 or 2. But yeah, somebody was saying 3 would be enough. Maybe we do it as 2 people in that shared accommodation. We could always do small ones and buy 1 per person that we might want working on the farm. We'll have a look at that later. We won't worry about it for a minute. We're almost back to the dealership. It's a noisy old tractor, isn't it? Going up through here. We've got our little trailer on the back. This trailer isn't worth very much at all. But I figured, well, I may as well bring this one. I'm bringing the... If we're going to seriously consider selling that Mahindra, I may as well use this one as well. And you know what I did? Once again, I didn't actually turn the time to the 30 times speed while I was loading. So I'm just going to fast forward until 2 o'clock. I don't think I have once remembered to fast forward time to the 30 times speed whilst loading the autoloader. Not once have I done that. I mean, I should be, because that's what we're supposed to do. While I'm loading, it's supposed to be 30 times speed to simulate the passage of time that it would have taken to load the thing up. So I'll do it like that. There, I fast forwarded a bit more time, so I've not, like, cheated or anything. We've used up that time. It's just that we skip out that one little step. A little bit more. I don't need to stop for fuel. That's not a concern at the moment. We've got plenty of fuel. We've got, see, all that steep ground we've got up over there, look. We're not going to need to do anything up there. I'm probably never going to buy that piece of land over there. That's never going to be ours. I mean, if it is, we've got an awful lot of trees to cut down before we actually get to that bit. There is a huge number of trees to cut down before we get to that bit. We'll be well on our way to owning a Ponzi Scorpion before then. And then the Ponzi Scorpion will go through and cut down hundreds and hundreds of logs. What I was thinking is we'd do like a section of forest at 6 meter lengths and a section of forest at 8 meter lengths. And then you like put them all together to sell them. It's just so that you can... next to the sawmill, you don't really need it, right? You're not going to be needing to worry about that at all. We just bring you over there, stop you, jump into there, and I'm going to back you up a minute because I want to see how much we get for these two together. Right, so let me just back that one around there, like that, and then we'll drive that over to the sell point, because I'm curious what we're going to be offered for both of these. I've now got the workshop tabber, by the way. Wonderful little mod, I think. And I'll go to there. So that one right there, we get a fraction under 15,000, and then that one we get just over 4,000. So we're looking at $19,000 for those two if we were to sell them. Now that's at, $20,000. That is a significant sum of money. Windrow is right here. I like the idea of having that one, to be honest, and that's 23,000 there at 8.5. This one at 4.6 meters. I don't particularly like this one, especially when I got to use it myself. It takes so long to go up and down. You may as well just not bother using it. It doesn't really seem beneficial. This one's all right. I don't mind this one. I prefer that one. That's another $7,000. So anyway, ignore those. The mower, we definitely want that one at 16. Then we definitely want that one at 49. So that makes 65,000. And we definitely want that one. So that makes 73,200. 73,200, and then the windrower in here would make 83, 93, 96. Another 13,000 if we got that. It's $100,000. Whichever way you look at it, it's $100,000, isn't it? Is it? That's whichever way you look at it. So we're gonna need 200,000. We need another $115,000 before we can do very much at all. So we won't worry about that today. Forestry equipment, we want to go from there. It's that Biobeltz there, right there. We've got design standard. With a work light on it, it's an extra $240. We don't need a work light, so we'll go with standard. Main color. Right, no, we'll just stick with the main color like that. We won't change it around at all. We haven't got the money to do that. Buy that one. Okay, like that. And then back. And how much does grass sell for? So I'm just wondering, can we skip out some of the stages? Right, is it silos? No, it's not in silos. Back. Miscellaneous. I've also got the manure trader now, by the way. We'll be able to look at that. We've got solar panels here. Those are something that we might consider later on. So you right there, I've got to spend $100,000 when I buy this. Right, so I have to spend $100,000 when I buy it on making the purchase. It does take all 3 lots. All standard goods, including pallets, bales, and liquids, but wood logs, poplar, and tree saplings. So we can't sell wood logs, poplar, and tree saplings. So I'm assuming that we can sell, like, bulk grass just on its own. I don't know how much that's going to cost, though. Right, the bulk grass. So maybe we could mow. I said do bales to start with, but maybe there's another way that we could do this. We get the mower at 16,000, and then we get the forager. Where is the foragers? I'm looking for forage wagons. I'm probably looking right at them. I wasn't. Loading wagons over here. Oh, wow. 46 grand for the cheapest one. We used to have a much cheaper one. There used to be the little crone, the little Pottinger one. It was like 20 grand. That's insane. 46,000? Get out of here. Okay, I'm officially disappointed with that. 46,000 is just that's too excessive. That is just too much. That's excessive amounts of money. We don't need to be spending excessive amounts of money like $46,000. Right, let me straighten that one up a little bit. There. And then we can back up to you. We have our Biobeltz mulcher right here. Let's see what options we got with this bad boy. Lift you up right there. Lower, turn on, select camera. Just turn on and lower. That's the only options we've got with it. Well, that's alright. We'll do that. Hopefully this thing does work. Taking a bit of a chance. I mean, it is only 2,500. So, you know, I say I'm taking a bit of a chance with this. We're not taking a huge chance with this, though, are we? We're taking a little bit of a chance. But it's not kind of a life-changing chance, particularly. Now, I need to just pause a minute in my talking so that I can have a drink. So I'm actually going to do something that I don't normally do in this series. I'm going to continue driving while I do my pause, because normally the whole idea of this series is you see everything. Every trip, everything that we do is on camera. You see the whole lot, but I am actually going to cut a little bit out. There we go, roaring up the hill now. Up this bit here, and this is the bit also where we really don't want to miss the bridge. At all. We can just on round that way. There we go. Missing this bridge. I'm a bit concerned that this bridge is going to collapse one day. Right, we're going to go across that bridge, and he's going to have coded in something really sneaky in there, and the bridge is just going to give way. As we go across it one day, it's just going to go clump all the way down to the bottom, and that's going to be the end of it. Our tractor is going to be right down in the drink. I was just looking at the money that we've got, okay? So we're able to go and get the universal sell point almost immediately. I'm going to have a look around and see if there is a cheaper Pottinger forage wagon. If we can get one of those old cheap ones for like $16,000 to $20,000, it may be worth doing that. I mean, I highly doubt it. I don't know if the grass is going to be worth picking up and selling loose. Selling loose grass seems highly unrealistic as well, so I'm kind of umming and ahhing about this. I mean, maybe we could get a tedder up here and we could tedder loose hay and sell that. I mean, we could do that. Tedding loose hay and then selling it. The guy would come up and bring containers up. Buy it as loose hay. I mean, normally you'd buy it as bales, though, wouldn't you? Maybe we'll scrap the idea of the whole selling anything loose, because quite frankly, it is rather unrealistic. Certainly in an area like this, for someone to travel a distance, he would expect it to be in bales. He's not going to come... no merchant is going to travel a long distance to get a whole load of loose grass or a load of loose hay. If you got bales, yeah, they would. And I know they would because I've been involved in that trade myself. And you travel a long distance to be able to get it, especially when it's in short supply. So there's like a drought going on in another part of the country. Quite often somewhere like this, if there's no drought up here, but there is a drought going on in another part of the country, you'd have lorries coming up. You'd have several lorries coming up here chasing after a bit more product because they make a load of money out of it. You know, they make a fortune out of it. Here we go. Right up to our corner. So now we find out. Does it get rid of the shrubs? I'm not quite sure. I'm pretty sure somebody said it gets rid of the shrubs. But the main thing is this needs to be a stump grinder. I'm more concerned about it grinding the stumps off than I am about it grinding the shrubs off. So we're going to go to the stumps first. I got two of them right there lined up. There. Let's just bring that back around. There we go. Right, now I will straighten back a bit and I'll stop there. Okay. So all I've got turn on. I do have... Right, it's got that control there, which we're familiar with. We know all about that. That's for... Wow. Oh, it's a noisy beastie. This is the noisy beastie, and it lowers it down. I'm going forwards. Slow. That stump stood no chance whatsoever. That stump is gone. Right, so this is a very slow-moving machine. There's two stumps have gone through that, and they are gone. There's no other options, is there? No. Right. It's slow-moving. It's very slow-moving. Which is probably going to drive us potty by the end of this. But we do have the ability to clear the stumps. And clear the stumps really well. So that is absolutely wonderful. So we're going to bring it out here. It does cut the grass off, which is a bit of a shame. We know that. We can live with it. And I'm just going to put it on to number 3. Right, it doesn't want to move at all at the moment. It's getting stuck on that tree stump. There. Right, I'll take you back round that way, like that. Instant get rid of that tree stump. Doesn't appear to be getting rid of the bushes though. We'll drive a bit more centrally over the next one. And see what that does. It doesn't get rid of the bushes. It doesn't. Unfortunately, it doesn't get rid of the bushes. So I'll lower that, I'll switch that one off. And all we can do, we can just gonna... we're going to have to go around and do this in patches like this. So I'll bring it to there, start it up like that, and it's instantly cleared that one away. But it's not getting rid of these shrubs. Unfortunately, I was really hoping that it would get rid of the shrubs as well, but it's not getting rid of the shrubs. It does cut the grass down. As you can see, it's cutting the grass down. Shrubs are still there. Little bit disappointed with that. It's got to be said, I am a little bit disappointed with that. Cruise control speed. My cruise control speed is absolutely fine. So all we got to do is, well, essentially what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to go round this entire area, and it's a bit slow going over these stumps. Getting it going. Once it goes over the stumps, it does just fine. And then it goes up really fast. So it does speed up really quickly. So what I'll do is if I lower the overall speed of the tractor down to 6 like that, I can drive around like this. And every now and then when we see a tree stump, I can just engage the thing like that. I'm kind of going to have to do it over the top like this so that we get an aerial view of it. Start that one up. There we go. Look, see, I got another stump. And then I come over this way. There's another stump on there. Like that. And it is working. There's no denying that this thing is working. I know I'm busy cutting a huge swath of grass right here, but I'm also getting a picture. Right there. That's going to be my picture there. A little bit of that coming out the back. Bit of wood chips. Okay, that's fine. I don't want any more. Lift that one up. And then we go to here. Take that one out. And then there's another tree stump right there. That one's taken out. Pick these up. Over to there. I've got another double stump right there. This is going to take a while. But, I mean, I suppose this is considerably faster than our other options. Right, using the... we had other options with the... Pick that one up like that. Oh, what was it? The Brucks all in one, and that was 50 grand as well, remember? Spending $50,000 on a wood chipper wasn't really something that I wanted to do. So we're going to go to here. We're going to hope that we can fell... Actually, I'm going to fell this one this direction, like this. And I'll go like that. Chop you down that way. So he should fall in the right direction. He should fall the way that the chainsaw pushes him. Down he goes. We'll go sliding up along here and cut a little bit of this off. Like this. All the way up through. There. Right. Now I will come back down through, and I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, I want one slice there, and then I want the other slice over here. That's a 3 slice. And the next thing that I want to do is I want to bring this one over. And I want to cut that tree stump. Right, that one tree stump there is probably the most important one that we want to get rid of. So we'll go there. We'll lower that front weight down. We'll use that to just bulldoze that one out of the way a little bit. And I'll lift that front weight back up again. We'll switch over to the Biobeltz machine. Go like that, and lower that down. Instantly done. It's taken it all off, and it's gone. So now we've got rid of that tree stump out of the middle. That's one big important task that we needed to do. Now, really, I want to sort of have it like that in order to be able to work this. This is going to be the difficult bit, is getting all of the tree stumps as quickly as I can. And it does work, but it's kind of weaving around and trying to find them all. I'm going to end up missing them. This is why we could really do with ploughing the field before we go doing anything else to it. I mean, I'm thinking that ploughing it isn't going to be a bad option, because we've got a plough and a seed drill and a cultivator. How much are they going to cost? The plough itself shouldn't be too much. You've got 13, 14 grand on that one. It's a very long time to go and plough them up as well, isn't it? Okay, so maybe it is expensive. That's 14,000 right there. It's gonna be another 50 or 60 grand in order to be able to do that. And it's something that we're going to be doing fairly early on, but it's not something that I want to start off with, because it's going to be another job that is... It's going to be extremely time-consuming and tedious. And the main advantage to me to actually going through and doing the ploughing is that I will then be able to start using some hired help on the fields. And whilst using hired help is going to be a wonderful, wonderful thing, I can't do that until I've forked out another 25 grand on some housing for them, which is again going to hold everything back. It's going to slow everything down. So, yeah, I'm not too worried about the ploughing bit. We can leave that for a little bit longer. Right, there's another one out there. I think we're essentially just going to have to sort of weave it up and down like this. And then if I see something in front of me, I'll go towards it and we'll try and take it out. Like that. And then I got more back over this way. There's 3 over there at least that I need to take. I went right over the top of that one. Yeah, that one's out. And then I can go on to the next one over here. We do 1 mile an hour with this thing. And it really doesn't like us going up over any of the other stumps or anything like that. Right, I have run out of time for today's episode. That is all we're going to do for now. We got more stump grinding and more tree felling to do in our next episode. Maybe even sell a few more. We will, if we do sell a few more, that would be great, because we could also, at the same time, then install our new universal sell point, which I think would be wonderful. I want to put that one over there. I want to put it just the other side of that great big boulder there. So we'll sort of work around the idea of putting it on that bit, whoever we got to. But in the meantime, my weekly question: how many animals do you want me to get of each type of animal? Are we going for one small pen of each of the 4 animals? There's chickens, cows, pigs, and sheep. Are we going for one large pen of each type? Or are we going for 2 large pens in order to be able to finish this map? It's your vote, it's your game. Head into the comment section down below. Let us know which one you want and why. And of course, don't forget to actually cast your vote in the top right-hand corner. If you've enjoyed the episode, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Rick. Goodbye, and see you later.